All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of Lone Stars and Longhorns, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. It's time again to peek around the AFC South with our update from the South, where we'll take a look at the other teams in the division and the current standings. So let's go. All In Colts.
Yes, I'm Kevin. This is my son Liam. We are the Unstable Blues, happy to present on All In Colts as part of the Rogue Media Sports Network.
There you go.
I am here once again in the hospital. So
I saw someone walk by in the background whenever you were doing it. I was like, and she was just like, I was like, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. you want to hop on, say something?
I wanted to like maybe change the intro to like coming to you from the land of like rubber meats and tapioca pudding or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Current standings as of right now, Houston is 9-5, Colts 6-8, Jaguars 3-11, Titans are also 3-11. It is impossible for the Colts to win the division now.
Yep.
We discussed that yesterday.
Yep.
And a little bit of a side segment that we had called The Hope Kills Us. Check that out if you want to.
It's a fun one.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Yep. Somebody somewhere I saw said that the Colts have been eliminated from the playoffs, and I had to send them a nice little nope, not yet. Not yet.
Yep.
Do you believe in miracles? So you had your brisket for the brisket.
I did. Biscuit, though.
Last week. And so yours has more to do with fantasy, so you have to wait till Thursday to find that out and what happens exactly. Sure. But stay tuned. Later in this episode, I do have a brisket for myself. I did say we both had to have one. I have one for you.
Okay.
You got to wait till the end of the episode.
Okay. Brisket for the biscuit coming up.
Yeah.
Team from Houston update. You have one?
Sure. Congratulations, Houston. You won the division. Just remember that when you lose in the playoffs.
I like that one.
You'll always have this moment in the offseason.
Yeah, not next year, though. Next year.
Not next year.
No. We have high hopes for next year.
Yes. To be fair, we decided today that we are putting in our hat into the ring.
Yes.
For the first ever father-son GM coaching duo.
Yeah. Yep.
We decided to here are our stipulations.
Do you need to look at it, or do you have?
I don't. I think the numbers.
Here,
I'll let people exactly figure out the calculations. But here we're gonna start out for free. The only thing that we require is housing in Indianapolis, unlimited food from local Indianapolis establishments because we love local Indianapolis establishments.
Tomatoes, yes.
And that's Ohio. Careful.
Pizza King
will work. Pizza King will work.
Pizza King. That's
Pizza King will work. Vasbo will work. Plenty of options. Brew Burger. What's Working Man's Friend down on the south side. Mug and
what's
Bun.
The place in Washington with the good breadsticks?
That's not Indianapolis. I said Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
Indianapolis. Okay. So, unlimited Indianapolis food, housing, and as much use as we need of the Ursay plane. Okay? That's to start up. No actual payment. We will do it for free other than those three things. After that, our compensation package will include $100,000 per win of the Colts, and then a compounding $100,000 for each subsequent win. So we win the first one, $100,000. Win the second one, $200,000 for that win, right? You see, if we win all 17, which won't happen, come on. That's 1.7 for the last one, not to mention 1.6 for the other one. Plus, does that make sense? Okay.
Mhm.
So, we make it to the playoffs. First off, we win the division, which means we'd go to the playoffs. That's $250,000 bonus. If we win a playoff game, that's another $250,000 up until so potential if we make the wild card, that's 2 wins, and then after that, it's $500,000 if we make it if we win the AFC Championship game, I believe, and then $1 million bonus if we win the Super Bowl.
I don't know why you have that in your head. But yeah, that was
That's
exactly correct.
Boom, 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 boom. It makes sense to me. Like,
Yeah,
we'll do it and start out for free, which means all the hard work that we put in will be for free because it's hard work at the beginning. We will do it for free as long as we get a house, food, and use of the plane. We'll do it for free. Other than that,
you also said give us 5 years and we'd at least get to the AFC Championship.
absolutely, without a doubt. I'm taking care
I
of
think we
personnel.
can do it.
Your X's and O's. We have got this. Youngest head coach ever in the NFL.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. So there you go. That's that little sidebar. Okay. Into the AFC South. Go.
Yes.
The actual team from Houston.
Yes.
Update.
Last week, they played the Dolphins at home in Houston. They won that game. Next week, they played the Chiefs.
At the Chiefs.
I am conflicted here. I don't like either of these teams.
This is a rare time.
I think I'm going
We'll
for
get into it.
Houston.
We'll get a little bit more into it tomorrow with the unstable pick 6. Rare time where Colts fans should be rooting for Houston because it works out for the Chiefs to beat just to work harder. Right?
It just works well.
Yeah.
It works out for the overall league
Just
and
keep things
playoff.
tight.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your key to this game? We'll predict it
Houston.
tomorrow.
For
For
Houston. I think obviously the main thing that people talk about when you talk about Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes and all the penalties. I think the main thing is not that. I think the main thing is being able to score because their defense is what carries them this year. There are 5 or 6 teams that have not scored more than 30 points this season. All of those teams have 4 wins or less except the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the only team that is above 500 or even close to 500 that has never had more than 30 points, which either tells me penalties are bailing them out or it's a defensive game. Every single game has been a defensive game. So you got to score. If you continue to score, you will win the game.
And something that Houston has not been great at lately.
Mm.
My key to the game is stop murdering people.
I like that one. They almost got Tua. Tua took a risky dive.
2 games in a row, they have taken out players on the other side. Now, Trevor Lawrence is a much higher profile person, but stop it. Just stop. At this point,
It has to be coaching.
It's a little ridiculous now. This reminds me eerily of what got Sean Payton in trouble with the Saints bounty gate, where they were putting bounty on, in the locker room, paying players to take other players out. This is what it seems like at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Call me soft if you want. I don't care. It's not right.
That's not what the league is nowadays.
Nope.
Now, back 2015, that's fine. It's the Legion of Boom, all that, all good. But it's not 2015 anymore.
Nope.
The league has changed. 95 Kitties update. Last week they played the Jets. This next week they will play the Raiders.
That Jets game, they were in control until they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Rodgers found the Fountain of Youth there, few miles south in St. Augustine, and we've been there.
We have.
So Raiders, my key to the game for the Jaguars against the Raiders, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker got to get whoever is playing quarterback for the Raiders at that point. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they played 3 different people at the quarterback position. Aiden O'Connell might be back, but who knows? Not in the same way as Houston might those guys actually take him out again, but it's different. It's different.
Mhm.
So, yeah, they got to affect the quarterback, and watch some trickerization because with Jacoby Myers on the outside, and they might do some different creative stuff. So, what about you?
I think this one for me is kind of obvious. You got to limit their only offensive weapon being Brock Bowers. You have to limit that. If you don't, you will lose the game because he can go for 200 yards if you let him. I hope he does.
What you're hoping for?
I hope he does.
Because he's on your fantasy team.
He is. I am so I drafted tight ends that I'm like, okay. I drafted rookies as tight ends because 1, they seem to be pretty good. 2, they're reliable enough where you can put them in for 1 week and then keep your other tight end, which is why I drafted Sam Laporta and then Brock Bowers. But I put Sam Laporta in for the first 3 weeks. He did good, but Brock Bowers played better, and he continued to play better. So I was like, I'm just going to put Brock Bowers in, and I'll put Sam Laporta in for the bye. But this isn't fantasy. But you have to limit Brock Bowers.
More of that kind of stuff on Friday.
Yes.
Which leads us now to the displaced Oilers update.
Yeah, they played the Bengals last week. And this upcoming week, they play the Colts. So
that game against the Bengals was crazy, and turnovers here and there, and scoring, and the Bengals had the other drop right before the end zone would-be touchdown earlier in the day. Colts couldn't learn a lesson for that. Speaking of which, though, then they play the Colts this week. We will have that for you on Friday, so we won't reveal anything else about that game until then.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my risk it for the brisket.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Once again, you risked it for the biscuit, and so if you do not meet your goal, which we'll talk about on Thursday, you get a biscuit smashed in your face. And so if I don't reach this, risk it for the brisket, I will get a brisket slapped in my face. It's already happened. First episode, you can go way back and check that out.
I feel like you kind of need to keep a tally on who's got it more because we've done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think you've got
you got to eat one biscuit, I believe.
I actually got
a whole plate full of biscuits.
Yeah, I ate a whole plate.
Yeah.
Just because they were made.
Yeah. I got to eat a brisket, I believe.
You did. But you also got slapped with one. I haven't got slapped with one.
Yeah. No, you got one smashed in the face for sure.
Okay, I think we're 1-1 then.
Yeah.
Let's just say we're 1-1.
All right.
We'll go from there.
Sounds good. So if I get this correct, though, I get to eat the brisket. Savory. Sweet. Brisket. So my brisket for the brisket is Colts have 3 remaining games. They will lose 2 of them.
Okay.
The Colts will now lose 2 out of the last 3 games. And actually, at this point, let's be honest.
I hate that.
We ended with hope yesterday, but I'm also already looking at the draft.
Yeah.
And
Tyler Warren.
Right now, as it stands, the Colts have the 12th pick in the draft. Unfortunately, the 3 out of 4 teams directly in front of them, they own the tiebreaker with the Bears, the Jets, who else? Somebody else. Oh, the Dolphins. They beat all of those teams. So they hold the tiebreaker, which would lead them to a worse draft pick.
Yes.
So they have to get a worse record than them to go ahead of them. 12th pick still isn't bad. Probably still lands you.
Probably lands you Warren because I don't know anyone else who needs him.
That's what I'm saying already. But that's for the offseason. We're not quite there yet. Okay,
Yes.
so that's my risk it for the brisket.
I like it. We will obviously preview that AFC South showdown on Friday in our preview, and we will pick the Houston game coming up in our unstable pick 6. So that means it's time for the outlier pick, which is the Jags versus Raiders.
Yes. I got the Jags here. I mean, there's too much inconsistency and instability at the quarterback position for the Raiders, and the Jaguars are looking strong.
Yeah.
So,
there's nothing on the line here. I can go a little crazy if I want to.
you could.
Last time
Brock Bowers.
Last time I went with the Raiders versus the Broncos. Not a smart decision. But I'm going to go Raiders here again. I feel like there's too much inconsistency as Jacksonville as well. It's in Las Vegas. Jacksonville has not looked good at all against tight ends. Brock Bowers is the main weapon. Brock Bowers is going to stomp on them. I hope, at least.
More on that on Thursday.
Yep.
But that is it for today. Then we will round out the week with our look at Colts fantasy stats, Colts players' fantasy stats and projections entering the second week of round 1 of the playoffs. And we will cap the week off with our preview of that Colts clash with the Titans.
Yep, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.